Got it done and got it. Alrighty, y'all. Peace and greetings to y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey here in Morocco at Northwestern Mexico. How are you? Welcome to our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report, where we go in on we're going in on the next 7 days in advance, and that is it's from the 2nd November to the 8th November 2023, right? And I am here with our magnificent and beloved brother in whom we are well pleased, and he is
Peace and love, folks. Peace and love, Pazzy and Moor. I know, kind of looking a little glowing today, some of that anointed Christ oil that you can catch on Seven Hill Star, get that for yourselves. But as y'all, currently know, it's GBIC Shine, but the bros, they also call me, what was that, bro? How we do it?
Break
Break
on, break on. Always fun, guys. Always fun. Jumping right into this thing. Let's waste no time and take you all right to the calendar, right? And we're here with our 7 Hill Star astro calendar for March Aries 2023 to February Pisces 2024, right? Quote, time never was when man was not, end quote. And we are quoting El Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali doing a religious corporate activity by affidavit, being prophet, noble, Drew, Ali. So we're going now to the moon cycle, right? The Gregorian month with the water sign, Scorpio, the scorpion, anciently and contemporarily ruled by Mars, however, contemporarily co-ruled, insisting is Pluto. In this particular month, term November, has also the fire sign Sagittarius, the archer or hunter, right? Anciently and contemporarily ruled by Jupiter. Ho, right? So, with that being said, guys, we're going in now on the 2nd to the 8th. For the 2nd, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, for those 3 testimonies there for Thor's Day. All righty, we're knocking that out while the sun, the moon continues its transit via Cancer. And guys, remember, even right now, guys, wait till after 5:30 post meridian Eastern. The moon's still void of course, right? So the moon isn't going to be complete, and that's Eastern. So if you're Central, you're Pacific, adjust your time accordingly. You already know, those of you as Mountain Time, when time allegedly goes back on Sunday, you guys don't ever adjust, right? Mountain Time never goes backwards or forwards, right? However, 5:30 post meridian Eastern, which is 1700 hours 30 minutes today, is when the moon will ingress Cancer. So trust you guys aren't out there making major transactions, all right? All right, so with that being said, here we go next. All right, for the 2nd, which is next day, while Luna is continuing its transit through its home, right, where it hosts Cancer. I'll go over those 3 testimonies. Brother Sean, for Holy Day, will be knocking out those 7 testimonies there. All righty, for a holy day. And on his last testimony, there is a 3-hour, 53-minute void of course moon after making its last aspect 180 degrees, or quote unquote opposition. We prefer the term reflection, to Pluto. For the 4th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, going in on that lunar ingress into Leo, happening just 21 minutes after 0300 hours. And those other 2 testimonies there, I'll go in also. For the 5th, all righty, 3rd quarter moon it is, which is the last so-called half moon, as some people will see it, right? Before the new moon, right? We're seeing 3 testimonies there given by Brother Sean Aline L as he goes in on that. And as you guys can see, if I move Brother Sean on up, it says standard time begins. So I'm going to say when it becomes 2 o'clock here, guys, right? It will be quote unquote 1 o'clock for those of us on the East Coast, and your Central Time. You already know once that happens for you, also it'll be we're going back in time, so to speak. But again, we already know. Time never was when man was not. That's what I just got finished quoting the prophet Noble Drew Ali, right? Time never was when man was not. So that's just us making our measurements as best as we can, right? with that construct called time. For the 6th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, going in on the 6th as Luna continues its transit via Leo before it then egresses Leo. It's making its last transit to Mercury square at 25 minutes after 0200 hours. And then there'll be a 12-hour and 14-minute void of course. Remember, guys, Moon void of course is buyer's remorse. This is when you don't want to make any major transactions or decisions during the time that Moon is void of course, all right? That's what you don't it's what you kind of don't want to so-called quote unquote do. However, if things manifest during the moon void, of course, from other things, other decisions prior, that's completely fine. All right. But here you don't want to make any major transactions. So that means on the 5th, knock out all your quote unquote shopping because there's a 12-hour and 14-minute void, of course. So that means you're not going to be wanting to make any major transactions till after Luna ingresses Virgo at 39 minutes past 1400 hours or 2:39 post meridian Eastern. Adjust your time zones accordingly, right? To the 7th, Brother Sean Lee Mel will go in on those 2 testimonies while Luna continues its transit via Virgo. And then on the 8th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, with those 7 testimonies there. I have the Venusian ingress into Libra at 30 minutes after 0400 hours. And then after my final testimony, Luna making a sextile aspect to Mercury. After that lunar mercurial sextile there's a 3-hour and 11-minute void of course for Luna occurring there. And we won't go into the next lunar ingress until you guys join us next Wednesday, and we go in from the 9th to the 15th. Alrighty, where Luna will ingress Libra at 8 minutes after 0300 hours. So let's go and enjoy us going through the next quote unquote 7 days in advance from the 2nd to the 8th, right? And let's have some fun. This is where I'm going to stop the screen share here. All right. And let's start the screen share here. Make sure we give the co-pilot to my bro, right?
I'm the co-captain of the ship now.
Make sure we got that there. Cool. You're good to go, broski. And oh my God, thumbnails there. Just moving it out the way. All right, so now we're clear to go. And again, I'm kicking it off today, right? So for the 2nd, all righty, November, right? For the 2nd November, 2020 thrizzle, right? We're actually looking at a sun that's at the Sagittarian degree. Very interesting, right? Maybe some long distance travel may be on your mind. Maybe, oh, I thought I pressed it, bro. Way to go. I thought I had pressed it. Some long distance travel may be on the mind, guys. You may have your heart set to maybe, do some studying, right? Maybe you're interacting with some beings who are focused on school some kind of way, or maybe a loved one who's been attending school long distance is making their way home, alrighty, to come and enjoy time with their loved ones, of course, right? So that's what we're actually, that's what's cooking there. With this solar ascendant conjunction taking place, where it's taking place, of course, this is 4 houses from where it's ruling. So this is someone coming home, right? Because at the 10th house, which is where Leo is, where the sun rules, that would be dealing with the values coming from one's studies, and then they'd be able to share it when they come home, with Scorpio being the 4th house to Leo. So with this taking place, of course, with all of our testimonies that we'll be starting out with as far as sunrise, 9 times out of 10, it's going to have that mode of children coming from long distance to come home, and maybe from with their interaction with studying abroad. And with that, I yield the floor. So as we continue on, right? And of course, 9 degrees in Scorpio isn't anything in particular, as well as even though it's within the 18th lunar mansion. All right. Kind of can be critical-ish, but we want to continue because we want to kind of get these testimonies out and not belabor this thing. Because we're cooking up, making sure that we're gonna probably keep a lot of the technical stuff to ourselves and start giving you guys more flash testimonials. We're going to be doing some experimenting with videos, so we want you guys to let us know what you think about our experiments when we put them out there. But we'll give you a heads up before we do them, right? We'll probably advertise, send emails, things of that nature, so you guys can check it out. Or again, just hit the notification bell, subscribe, of course, hit the notification bell, of course, hit that like button, and make sure you get the notification for when we actually either premiere something and or go live. All right. So for my first testimony, this is happening, of course, way after sunrise. It's happening about 23 minutes after 1200 hours, but exactly 12/22/31. And this is a solar lunar trine that is taking place here, right? Just after the full moon, of course. So with that being said, that's very interesting too, Brother Sean, right? Because now this has me thinking, which means we already went through, because remember I asked about the Ekadashi TT, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, it is coming fresh off the Ekadashi TT, but that's just so interesting, bro. So interesting how that Ekadashi TT was on the 24th, right? Of October, we had discussed. So that's why I'm even looking at it right now, like, this is a trine here. So happening at 9 degrees, 59 minutes, guys. Interessante. Just 1 minute off of neurasthenia. Neurasthenia is basically when someone overworks their nerves. So these, the moon is, of course, home, enjoying itself at 9 degrees. Honestly, 9 degrees is Cancer, is, very close to Jupiter's north node, right? But the historical degree. So we're looking at the moon being a minute away from the historical degree, sun's away 1 minute from neurasthenia. So maybe there's some things about someone's history and being nervous or nerve energy, so to speak, especially when it comes to one's quote unquote relatives or loved one, so-called spouse, as well as looking at how one may have gotten into medicine, so to speak, because they have a consort that was dealing with some nerve energy and really looking for a means to assist them with that actively. Or this may also be someone where you may even come across something on your streaming apps where you enjoy motion pictures, so to speak. And what will occur there is you actually seeing that there may be something depicted where someone got into medicine just to assist a loved one, or they were in some type of medical field or pharmaceutical field, and they're making a connection with their spouse or their loved one. That's just one way of looking at it. However, with looking at this, with where it's taking place, just 1, 2, 3, 4 houses away, I will say that this is affecting someone's status in their relationship between their peers and their relatives, where they're finding a way to do their best to actively communicate the values of some things that may be foreign, but definitely germane to their career. So this right here just speaks, there's going to be some free flow energy and some harmony with ethical decision making. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, Luna sextiles Jupiter about 31 minutes after 1300 hours, but to be specific, 1300 hours, 30 minutes and 34 seconds. Luna and Jupiter are making their sextile. Luna's there in the sixth house, of course. Jupiter's in the third. These are 4 houses away. Again, kind of bringing a sense of security as well as property here. There's going to be something expoundedly communicated on about the values, especially when it comes to the everyday activities pertaining to women's health. So I think that's going to be huge too. Maybe someone will be bringing something to the forefront about women's health. Maybe it's dealing with breast cancer. Maybe someone's talking about something dealing with breast reduction, or maybe someone will be speaking about, augmentation to their breast and or things of that nature. I will definitely say with Mars ruling over the third, Mercury moving over the sixth, they're both together in the ninth house. And we were just briefly speaking about that also, how they all three, Sun, Mars, and Mercury, were in the 10th, when that last testimony. So here I will see definitely the values, health values definitely being communicated. So seeing medical students probably benefiting from this also, or tying to someone who has been studying abroad coming home. They may be sharing with their loved ones that which they've learned in their everyday activities and being able to communicate how now they've been able to get a wealth of knowledge to help move them forward in their goal in medicine. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, Luna is trine Mars. All right, so there's a Luna Martian trine. It's taking place where Luna is clearly in the first house, right? So this is a moonrise. Mars is there in the fifth house. So this is dealing with oneself and one's self-expression, maybe self-beginnings and self-expression, maybe also dealing with being very active in children's lives. And this may actually, with this activity, interestingly, Luna is ruling the ascendant, of course, right? This is dealing with business. So the business pertaining to children, right? And Mars being dominant, of course, in Scorpio, while the moon is dominant in Cancer here. This seems to be, from what I'm seeing, a very, very strong inference pertaining to really finding some treasures in some things that can be read or shared with children. You may find that children may have a really good knack for poetry, or children having a knack for reading, or love for reading, so to speak. So this is where I can definitely see with the trine happening in houses where both celestial bodies are in a free flow with each other. This here is where I'm going to say shout out to all the cancers that will be manifesting. I kind of see an energy here where someone will be with child, all right, around this time, right? Or will be getting the news that they're with child and preparing themselves to be actively, to go actively in the expansion there too. It's very interesting how this is at 15 degrees, which is definitely communicating something about children and family, definitely one's self-expression or expanding oneself also to a certain extent, in me looking at it that way, because I look at the womb, is being dominant, right? And the waters are heightening, so to speak, when the moon's there. But it's not necessarily a full moon, so to speak. This is way after the full moon, but I'm just seeing that there's some progression there in the values that are being communicated, especially when it comes to children, and being able to look at literature or maybe get some news pertaining to being with child also. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Alim El Islam.
Islam, broski, gratitude. Scrolling down, we'll be here. All right, so we're here for the holy day. Friday, we got Sol at 10 degrees. As Brother Hassan was going over the neurasthenia over that, so still transiting through there. And Sun's rolling over the 10th house, right? So we're just really seeing some foundational things occur for us in our careers and any long-term goals. Maybe some mysteries are popping out about something you thought was really long-term, and to really just turn out that like it was just a stage to prepare you for something better. And with Mars ruler the sun, right, being the final dispositor, Mars being in the first house and also ruling over the sixth. Yeah, when this comes to just our self, how we view ourselves, our identity, our health, and our career. These are like the kind of holy trinity that's occurring, Son, Father, and Holy Ghost. But be sure to check out the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary so that one is not caught up in holy or religious terms, and really actually able to see things for what they truly are. So just embrace the transformation and really go with the flow rather than fighting against it. And with that, I yield the floor. Looks like next, before sunrise, we have a solar Jupiterian, right? So yeah, sun's definitely in the third. And Jupiter is definitely in the ninth, so it's the third, ninth house axis. So this is just dealing with the egos, sun in the third of our early education, our local communities, our neighbors, siblings, all those matter. So maybe these things are really coming up here. Jupiter's in the ninth, so that's some accidental dignity there, and Jupiter's still retrograde. So this is back to the foundation on really being able to reflect on what is ego, what is Egypt, what is sense consciousness, and what is the higher levels of that. Guru, Hove, Jupiter, whatever one like to say, being in the ninth, really just tune into the higher learning, and really be able to reflect on things from your early childhood. And with Venus and Mars being final dispositors, Venus is inner fall, Mars is dominant. So really just allow your values of your home life to, transform you rather than being bound down or chained to anyone else's worth besides your own. Like really be clear on what you're worth and what you're doing, and make sure that the foundation within yourself is secure. uh, and really, get your astrology, like I said, get the draconic, really see how the spirit evolved into the soul, and then see how the physical, right, Vedic, sidereal, Jyotish, whatever you like to say, um, understand the body, understand the three levels rather than thinking just everything is flesh. And with that, I yield the floor.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that mutual reception between Luna and Jupiter.
Luna and Jupiter. Yeah, I just meant to say that to you and forgot it. Ramen.
That's
So
all.
yeah, even with that,
That's all. Yeah.
like, and Luna's, yeah. So yeah, you're really feeling, guys. I really hope y'all are just filling out and journaling and releasing what needs to go. Like it's kind of like having a ship but having something way too heavy, or it's kind of like having a ship and it being anchored and you're really not going anywhere. And you're like, why? Because you're holding yourself back. So allow oneself to get oneself out the way.
That's fine.
Right. So now we got a lunar Mercurian trine. Wow. Um, ninth and the first. Woo, man, I wouldn't be surprised if the people will really be having some like psychic akashic downloads, or really just remembering things, or on this day they'll be able to finish others conversations, or know something's about to happen before it happens. Like that's what I'm really getting, like because this is our intellect and also our emotions, our feelings. So really just being able to be clear, like probably good for that day to watch a foreign film or read some foreign books, really just see how there's really no difference between anyone. um we're all here. We all have lessons, and some we have lessons to learn and some to solve. And rather than letting a barrier such as culture or ethics really break us apart, it should be those things that allow us to come together. And with all this Scorpio energy going on right now, it's best to just embrace into the unknown, which we know most people are fearful of, but won't have to ask yourself, what makes me scared of studying things that pardon me, that I haven't learned about and popularized, right? The things that are really things that would help people rather than generality, the popularity stuff that mind controls people, whether they know it or not. And with that, I will yield the floor for that lunar Mercurian trine.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm just looking at too as you're
Um,
going over these things. I'm looking at how it's really hitting some points even in my own natal chart, and I'm just like, wow, bro. It even makes sense with that adjustment that was made last night that we were discussing earlier. You know what
mhm.
I'm saying? It's like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense why we're experiencing these things as far as like video and stuff like that or whatever. But I yield, bro. It makes so much sense.
Let's see. Now we got a lunar Uranian sextile. So trying to think 21, 21, 21. Man, can you move any faster? 21 Cancer. I don't know if that's anything. Nah. But 21 Taurus is still probably by the success at any cost. Oh, actually, no, it's water travel now. All right, so it's water travel. Uranus is at, and it's in the fifth. So, okay, and Luna's in the eighth. One, two, three, four. So maybe there's about to be some kind of cruise occurring for anyone in partnerships, even by yourself. Maybe someone wants to take some kind of trip. Maybe by boat or something. Or for those who have boats, might go fishing or something of some sort. But with Luna and Uranus being in a harmonious aspect, current four houses away, really just allow yourself to be transformation. Like allow how you express yourself to really be transformed. It's kind of like freestyling, really, is what I'm saying. It's like you kind of start, and then next thing you know, it's like, yo, I've been rapping for like 3 minutes. How was how am I doing this? Right? Then just to really just allow yourself to see the values of just being creative and expressing yourself in a way that's harmonious for you and harmonious for others. Jupiter's ruling Jupiter's in a fifth, like unlimited expansion, but this is occurring eternally. So make sure you're jotting down the creative ideas and embrace the change or calling that one's feeling called to do, and then allow that clarity to set in for those feelings and emotions, and then just go. It's like, yo, man, I want to make this song, or I want to do this to the house, and just follow the dictates of your soul. Word to Jaguar Soul, right? See how I'm flowing? I ain't even trying. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And with that, I yield the floor, yo. Looks like we got a lunar Venusian sextile now. So, first it was sudden changes and transformation. Wow, Luna's pretty strong. She's got accidental dignity at home and mutual reception by exaltation. Luna, Venus is in a six, but she's not feeling good, but just having to work harder. With that. So fourth and sixth house. So yeah, this is just communicating, maybe with some loved ones, maybe some mother or grandmother, maybe children. Get elderberry. I don't know why it's coming up from mine. Get elderberry and stock up on your vitamin C, as we know that it's getting colder. So, we know the diet has to change, what we eat changes. So, make sure that one's just preparing to keep themselves nourished with the proper essentials and vitamins to keep their, immune system up and strong. Right? Let's see, Mercury's ruling on Venus, Mercury's in the seventh. So yeah, really find the values of your health. As they would say, health is wealth. Why is health wealth? Well, if one's energy systems are not in alignment, then one's physical body can't, do any services, work, or any of that to draw in what needs to be done. So yeah, get your strategy and just get that health checkup or start some kind of routine as chips, or even just practicing some breath, even it's only for 3 minutes. And with that, I yield the floor. So now we got a lunar Neptunian trine, right? And last aspect's gonna be with Pluto before it goes void of Quartus. So
hold on 2 seconds. Hold on 2 seconds.
Take it back now, y'all.
I think I hit the button twice. Forgive me.
Got you. Indeed, no worries. So, Luna's still home, and Neptune's in the 12. Ah, man, guys. What time is this? 5:50 post meridian.
Yeah, I mean that was back to back with that sextile to Uranus, man. I mean, sextile to Venus, it was back to back. I think they were barely 1 minute apart.
Muy. That's interesting. This is giving me once again psychic activation. Over those that already know, that you're psychic, or what talents you have. I think those have become more aware, or talking with someone who is. So don't be afraid to reach out to someone who seen, that as a proclaimed psychic or do these things, and, ask them how they did it or how they were able to access or become aware of that and, just work with that. And Neptune's dealing with spirituality. So this is even giving to uh I'm just getting like home film movie. It's interesting. So maybe there's gonna be watching some photos or like old movies with some loved ones. Um or maybe even start like a video family diary of just events, like have the physical pictures, but also kind of do like the memories that would show up on like Facebook. And for those that have iPhones, like this photo's from this year, 5 years ago. Maybe let's just
Mhm.
get creative. Jupiter's still in ascendant. So yourself, your values of yourself are expanding and it's rolling over that 12th and 8th. So yeah, there's just a lot of expansion coming on. So really allow oneself to really just draw in and let the clearness come rather than trying to chase or fight or make something. With that, I yield the floor.
Very interesting because Neptune is the higher octave of Venus. And so to come off a sextile with Venus and then a trine with Neptune, and then Venus goes 15 minutes after this transit you just went in on, it reflects Neptune, it reflects its higher octave. Bro, I gotta admit, like, this is a very powerful second and third, bro. First, second, and third. I mean, I'm gonna say for myself, of course, I gotta admit, I can see a lot of things that are like things that are already moved, like looking into my mind, like the diary of my mind and seeing these energies. It's like, man, your astrology is very spot on. I mean, very, very spot on in all aspects pertaining to life. Like, I yield, bro.
So, all right. That's definitely hugging those cusps. Venus is in
Mm-hmm.
the fifth, Neptune's in the 11th. Once again, this is just back to creativity. As Brother San said, Neptune's the higher octave of Venus. Venus is in Virgo in her fall. Neptune is, at home as traditionally it's, assists Jupiter. Once again, this is just service, health, beauty, friends and groups. So yeah, bro, I'm definitely like seeing things like whoa ahead of time. So yeah, really just allow yourself to work within the groups when it comes to like music, photography, um, like I said, health and beauty. So maybe someone wants to start looking into beauty products and cosmetics, or maybe even we'll see more of a rise of natural things like jade rollers is coming to mind, or like rose quartz rollers, like really getting back into the natural things and skincare, uh, routine and products, and also even spiritual hygiene, like shout out to brother Son, for put me on extra game about like salt baths, or someone might want to go, you know, sit by a body of water of some sort, really just physically and spiritually take care of oneself, and do the
Yeah, anybody
nurturing.
just can't anybody do assault that. You can't just get in there. But yeah, shout out to the beloved
Yeah,
mother Oracle. We won't say who she is because she likes to remain anonymous. She was the one that shed that wisdom, bro. You know what I'm saying? And comes with other things, not just water and salt. Like, you know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Some other things, but no, but you're exactly correct though, beloved brother. You're exactly correct for sure. I yield, bro.
Indeed. So man, Venus ruling at ascendant. And Libra's intercepted in the fifth. So yeah, this is really just coming back home to self, really. And I know a lot of people run away from themselves. So and even with Venus and Neptune, drugs or any other from yourself. I mean, because at the end of the day, you can't. You can try as much as you can, but you really can't run from yourself, no matter what the drugs you do or anything else. Like, you can't hide from yourself. And, shout out to brother Jag for that video he put in a while in chat by Molly. He's like, and you're running and you're running and you're running away, but you can't run from yourself. So, yeah, come back home to self, y'all. Trust me, it's cool to know yourself and be on a higher vibrations, as they say, than not knowing yourself and being on lower vibrations to want to seem cool or appeal in some way. But none of those ways are helping anybody make the earth a better place. So with that, I yield the floor.
Bro, indeed. Forgive me. I was looking ahead, man. I ain't gonna front, man. This is a very amazing, man. From the 1st November till, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Like, shout out to the water signs out there and earth signs, because you guys are going to be kind of like getting this energy filtered. But everyone, it's going to affect everyone in different areas of your life. That's why it's important, guys. Schedule your mirror Astro-Literacy sessions with our brother Hassan Ghazi Obey. Get the mental magician report with brother Sean Aline L, because we actually go in on how these things affect you. When we do this here, this is general, and there's some things that could actually happen. However, to get a microscopic and more accurate, sight, so to speak, or insight into how it's affecting you, life, guys, schedule your sessions with us. You will not be disappointed at all. All righty. However, let's continue. That's a lunar reflection, lunar plutonian reflection, if I'm not mistaken. And let me hit the next button, bro, and I yield the floor.
Indeed, and yep, this will be the last aspect Luna makes, but brother Sign will go in on the ingress, right? So Luna definitely descended, Pluto descended. This is 6 and a 12. 28. Wow, Pluto's back at the exaltation of Mars. I think that is 28 degrees Capricorn, because 27 should be hair. Yep. So yeah. Pluto's the exaltation of Mars. Would you looky? I think I'm trying to think 28. And Luna's at the fall of Mars. So it's interesting. This is kind of given, this is astro given. At your core, you're really feeling called to do something, or you're being pushed to do something, and on the other side, one might be sure or not confused. So it's just a push and pull between, becoming clear on what's your path and what you're doing. Pluto in the 6 is dealing with health. So there's just a transformation or death and rebirth occurring. So if one has been feeling the need to, rest and recharge, regenerate oneself, if they're going too hard, do that. Listen to your body. Your body won't tell you a lie. And why ignore your body when you do get ill, some would say sick, and you're like, why am I sick? And your body's like, hey man, I done told you about the last 5-6 days, man. You might want to chill out or do this, but you ain't want to hear me. You heard me? And now look at you, feeling good, wondering why. And even Jada couldn't tell you why. But all right. And it's at a lunar degree. So this is like, once again, this is back to dealing with the home life. So yeah, let's just think things that have been either hidden by actual people or just caught in one psych. Well, or you might want to hit that 0. You still got it on 180. Really be revealing themselves. This is like a great time, right? They're like, oh, it's Scorpio season, right? So things are just really coming, are being revealed, right? You can't hide from the light. But with that, I yield the floor. So Luna will be void, of course. What was that? 3:53.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
Yep. All right, 3 hours 53 minutes, and this is late. So, well, for our part over here, 11:27 Eastern, 10:27 Central, about 8:27 for the West Side. So yeah, no major purchases. just hold out or get your transit chart done so you could like you can see how it really applies to yourself because it might not be void of course.
Islam.
You could have something at 28, 29, in your chart where it really wouldn't be a long void of course as much. So like I said, just get those transits. I yield, bro. I mean, pardon me, I don't yield, I step back, bro.
You're hilarious. I hit that next button. All righty, guys. So we're going into the fourth, right? Sunrise is taking place at 0700 hours, 41 minutes, and 59 seconds. Just 1 second off of 7:42 anti-meridian Eastern. Having at 11 degrees. All righty. Scorpio, 47 minutes. 11 degrees deals with Aquarius. That's an Aquarius degree. So here, guys, one thing that's very important is really respecting the astrology. I think those of you guys are going to start sharing these live. You're going to start sharing what 7 Star does, especially when it comes to the astrology, of course, the civics. But I think when you guys really see that this astrology is taking place actively in your lives right now, right? Because think about it, even though it's autumn for the northern hemisphere, it's the vernal equinox for the southern hemisphere. So this is still great time, great energy. This is like harvesting energy time, right? For you to be able to have everything that you need, store it up, stock it up, so to speak, and be able to enjoy those different things, even if it's something dealing with energy, your mindset, how you're going to go about spending that energy, right? So, with that being said, guys, this is what I see for this particular sunrise. This is where you can allow yourself to really find the balance utilizing astrology. Make yourself feel at home, own the astrology for yourself so you can have a better outcome. Shout out to those of you that are and will be more coming for your Mirror AstroLiteracy sessions and your mental magician reports, and wanting to also know how to map out your next year by looking at the various different things that it is that we provide, guys. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. All right. So with that being said, it's interesting, and Brother Sean speaks about that because my first transit is Luna ingress Leo, happening about 21 minutes after 0300 hours, but about 18 minutes before that, Saturn is stationed direct at about 0 degrees Pisces, 30 minutes. Saturn will be stationed direct. As you can see, it is clearly stationed. It's direct now because it's back to 0 degrees, 31 minutes in Pisces. Or that could, different tools that we have. Sometimes it says 0 degrees 30, and another tool will be like 0 degrees 31. But Saturn station direct, alrighty. And so now you're looking at a Saturn that is apparently, from our perspective here, standing still. Yeah, moving forward. It's taking place obviously from the East Coast. It's taking place within the 6th house. So Saturn going direct in Pisces, it really lets me know when it comes to the essential spiritual things for your everyday routines and activities. This is where you can really find a means to act out all the discipline that you learned and do your best to put that discipline into action so that when Saturn goes retrograde again, you can actually take inventory and graduate to the next level instead of having to revisit that particular lesson. All right. Moving on.
And it's conjunct the vertex too. Woo.
Yeah. Right. Look at that. Right. A purposed fated interaction. Right. So that's why I'm like, what I mean, make it useful for yourself. Luna in the 11th house in Leo, right? Leo's the second house to the house that Luna rules. While in the 11th is terrestrially the 8th house from where Luna is terrestrially comfortable in the 4th. So with us looking at the energies of, nurturing our children or nurturing our children and their creativities from the values that they've learned from both mother and father, also being able to deal with other people's children in a very creative and nurturing fashion. This really ultimately speaks to, because Luna's ruling the 11th house here, ruling over a Piscean degree. So this is where some creativity and videography might be fun to go into, right? 24 degrees is a Piscean degree for the 11th house cusp there, which speaks to videography, film, theater, right? Maybe it's taking place at home, the moon, pertaining to self-expression, creativity for the children. That's Leo in the 11th house is dealing with it being a group project. So maybe this is something where the family, y'all can come together and experience some type of project. Maybe something's happening on this particular Saturday that's leading up to making sure you have all the equipment necessary. Maybe a child is performing in a play or something, or maybe there's some football game, right? Maybe some sport, so to speak, right? As far as creative self-expression that's taking place. So when Luna ingresses Leo here, this is where we want to allow ourselves to, especially following that Saturn going station direct, we can respectfully uproot, eradicate, get rid of the things that may be hindering us from allowing the inner creativity and pouring out of, some really good energy pertaining to our inner child. Allow ourselves to be subconsciously secure, allowing our hearts to be in alignment, okay, with things that we are thinking about spiritually, so to speak. And spiritual means breath descended. So allowing yourself to maybe take a breather and see these things and how you can actually now pour out from your own mind into your own actions how to move forward with all of the spiritual disciplines that you have purposed yourself to have and make a part of your everyday protocol, your everyday routine, your daily routine. With that, I yield the floor. So my next transits happened about 7 minutes after noon, approximately. To be exact, it's 1200 hours, 6 minutes and 44 seconds. There's a Mercurial Uranian reflection. This is beautiful, actually. Even though Uranus in contemporary astrology would be in its fall, because in contemporary astrology, Uranus is exalted in Scorpio. However, by tradition, Scorpio has no exalted planet, right? However, with this taking place, alrighty, Uranus there in the fourth, 21 degrees Taurus, 26 minutes retrograde, and then partile, which means the same degree. However, it is in Scorpio where Mercury is 21 degrees, 26 minutes. This is very interesting here because what this really speaks to is finding a balance between one's way that one communicates and being able to pour out the information necessary. However, this is some information that one is to actually make their own property, be within themselves, really taking a chance to thoroughly expand their own creativities within, find a means to take, even if it's a memoir of some ancestor, someone from the past, and you can be able to take that and be able to make it your own, allow your heart to be very forward and moving, moving actively, so to speak, towards really bringing like this food for thought kind of energy for your peers. So everything that it is that you have learned for yourself, or really you can take all the expansive technicality that you have within yourself and simplify it into communication that will make others be able to actually digest what's being said. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, we have a lunar Jupiterian quartile, right? Moon square Jupiter. And this is taking place about 46 minutes after 2300 hours, to be exact, 2300 hours, 45 minutes, and 32 seconds. Luna's there in Leo in the first house, right? So Luna's rising while under the sun's dispositorship in the fourth house, where the sun is bringing its energy, making sure it's spotlighting probably some things, maybe some things that may actually come up. Speaking on, it might be some video, maybe something that you'll be, putting your eyes on that really is going to speak about paying attention very closely to the details and being able to take what you learn about the details and the means to really stimulate one's own creativities and be very much secure in making sure that those activities are really benefiting you. Again, I'm seeing energy, like say you're doing some type of media, whether it's video or audio, you're going to notice that there is something that if it's done in incremental portions, it makes the overall project look very neat, clean, and or look or sound huge. And with that, I yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Aline L, as he goes in on the 5th November 2023. Islam, bro.
Islam, alrighty. So we got the sun at now 12 degrees 47 minutes, Scorpio. So from 12 degrees to 16 degrees is business degree.
Mhm.
So guys, make sure that you reach out to us, or maybe if one wants to see what we could do, right, for the astrocartography of your business. Where should one really promote, for that matter, or if one, whatever one does business wise, whether you're doing it statutorily or you're doing it on your own entrepreneur type, let the astrology really help and to really expand on the things that one can do. Don't let the sky be the limit, right? You know, uh, let yourself be infinite, right? Some sense is dealing with career, so maybe the people will be looking at their career different, or maybe they'll be looking at those who are um, trustees, and also known as fiduciaries, those who are in public service, right? Public servants, those who are licensees under the state of insert state republic, and really, making sure that they have their duty. Sun's at 12, so it's a Piscean degree. Pardon me. So you're thinking about law, you're thinking about religion, authority figures. It's best to be clear, rather than continuing to assume, as probably about 95% of the population does when it comes to those authority figures. Because remember, um, most probably haven't even read their own codes and statutes, read the Constitution, and the people haven't either. So how can anyone really be clear? Just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean it's right. It's kind of like if everybody gonna jump off a bridge, you gonna jump off a bridge. If everybody eating poisonous cookies, you gonna eat the poisonous cookie.
Don't you eat them poisonous cookies?
Like, oh, come on, man. Everybody else doing it, man. I ain't, if everybody else, it's really learn how to stand on your own. That's another thing, too. All that Scorpio energy, really be able to be your own self, really dive into the deep probes of your mind and yourself and just figure out who you are. That's why the astrology helps. That's why we look at 3 different levels and then all the different other ways we can look at things as well that most aren't even really talking about. Most are still beefing over tropical and Vedic, kind of like the East Coast, West Coast beef. Really get
Word.
yourself out the commercial terms of astrology, like, oh, this is my sun sign, and yeah, she's red flags, oh, this is green flags based on your sun. It's folks dealing with ego, like it's bigger than your ego. But we know a lot of people need an ego death in order to really be able to see and feel more than what's thrown in their face. And with that, I yield the
Word.
floor. Word to Big Bird.
Word to the big bird.
All right, we got a solar lunar square. Right, this is
Hold
11
on.
second.
I think it's still daylight savings time, so
Oh yeah, time never was when man was not.
it should go back an hour. So we need to read that as 3:36.
3:36.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, I could stop it and start some things over, you know what I mean? So it could read that way or whatever, but at this time it should not be reading that way, just to, really give it what it is. But anyway, yeah, bro, we can still go with this testimony though.
Indeed. I can't wait to see the day when we get rid of daylight saving times from these
Well, that's how they
colonizers
do
who
near the
have.
mountain. That's how they do near the mountain time zone. They don't even move their time in their minds.
Bro, can you sing that song? I can't really hit that note. You know
What,
where
what
I'm
are you
going?
talking about?
All right. I guess this could be a meme. Mountaineers when they talk about daylight savings. I'm not moving.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the phrase? I'm not moving. Right, exactly. That's mountain
Yeah.
time for you. All right.
Right, but yeah, we got Sun and Moon at 12 degrees, Leo and Scorpio. So this is dealing with the beast, right? Luminaries, Scorpio, Leo, beast. So really just really find some stimulation in your carnal selves, but know like the
Mhm.
carnal doesn't rule. It's like you can recognize it, enjoy it, balance it out, but don't allow the carnal selves to rule you. Um, yeah, I think 12 degrees Leo is a degree of beauty. And once again, we talked about um Scorpio being at business from 12 to 16. So I think we're gonna be able to see a lot of beauty and some tension or some
Definitely shadow work.
obstacles.
Yeah.
hmm
Go ahead,
when it
yeah.
comes, yeah, just to those, darker parts of ourselves, our values, those we see on the internet, because it's funny, from a few videos I've seen about someone reviewing restaurants in Atlanta. I think those who are in service really gonna have to get their shit together, honestly.
Word.
Um, like, what's good food if your customer service is shitty? Because think about it. If nobody came to eat at your restaurant, you wouldn't be fucking open. So
Correct.
to treat the people right. You know what I'm saying? Like some people really don't understand. It's like, oh, the government, but the government was instituted by the people. People have to come really realize their own power, and that's another thing with this solar lunar square is really recognizing one's own true power and really just like you said, bro, doing that shadow work, like
It's long.
really, really
You
diving
already
deep into some things.
dive,
Mm,
dive deep. Absolutely, bro. Deep diving.
Deep
Correct.
diving. Venus ruling the
Right.
chart. Venus 12th from the ascendant at 5 degrees, another Leo degree. So yeah. What's passionate? What makes you passionate? Rather than something that just interests you is kind of like a hobby. Like what's something that one could do every day, all day, and not get tired of it? Kind of like one's favorite food, right? So really just figure those things out, man. With that, I yield the floor.
Treat them people right. Okay, that's what
Mm,
you're talking
mm.
about, treating the people right. All right. It's interesting.
Before
All
you
squares for this Sunday, man. All squares.
some tensions that need to be released.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some stimulation that be needing to happen.
Let it
Stimulate.
all out. Yeah, this is if you have hate in your heart, let it out.
Correct.
All right, so yeah, we got a lunar Martian square. So now we're at
Wow.
pardon me, 16. All right,
Yep,
oh
yep,
goodness. Woo. That'd have been cool if it had happened at the line point. Just a degree past line point, but
yep, yep.
and yeah. Oh man, hey yo, where Jag at, bro? You see what
I know, right? This is beautiful, though. I'm
right.
telling you, man. Today, so far, man, I'm telling you, this is some good energy, y'all. Some really good energy. I would be definitely taking notes. We suggest to you all keep a diary, seriously, especially when you're observing us go live like this, and use it to motivate you to get these sessions with us. All right, you get the mirror astro literacy session and the mental magician report. Those are your starters. I'm telling you, with what it is that we can do, guys, you can come to us like at the least once a I mean, well, yeah, at least once a quarter. You know what I'm saying? At the least, I would say, because sometimes you could get something in a quarter or whatever, but let's say your finances are set up a certain way, your checkings and your savings, with your check-ins, anyway. You may have to adjust like that, but normally, when people are respecting what astrologers are worth, you might see your astrologer once, maybe twice a year. However, you're making sure that you're compensating your astrologer generously for what it is they're going to show you for that year, because that's a lot of work on that astrologer. So that's why we're telling you guys that may have to, budget your energy, right? Um, find that way, because I'm telling you, instead of not knocking those institutions, you can stop putting it in a collection plate and just put it towards 7 Star. You won't be disappointed, I guarantee you. All right.
Straight
I
up.
yield the floor to you, beloved brother Islam.
So boom. Yep. Luna's in the 7th, Mars in the 10th. So this is dealing with partnerships, contracts, Also relationships, authority figures, long-term goals. So, like I said, once again, a little tension might be best. So, but it's best not to get so worked up. Like ego and pride, man, really can get in the way of a lot of things. And then even let's see, Luna's trining Chiron, but Mars is in that inconjunct. So yeah, there might be some challenging things when it comes to finances. But that's what I really see in a lot of internet is folks always want to argue about it's the stupidest shit, man, about bills and relationships and all that. And it's like, y'all don't even love yourself. Y'all are just doing shit for views and attention. Like it's really just getting back into loving oneself. So yeah. What is one really passionate about? As we just came off that degree of beauty and really align oneself to just heal from a lot of wounded pain that they not only experience themselves, but also experiences from their parents, from past mistakes, and even just from things via the internet, like that they've hung on to their ideals that they don't really understand, but they're clinging on to something they don't know, right? So yeah, get rid of all that, man, and like I said, dive deep. And with that, I yield the floor.
Uranus.
Uranus. All right, so Lunar Square Uranus is the final thing for this beautiful Sunday soul day. All right, so Uranus in the 11th, 21-23, retrograde. Luna's at 21-23 in the second. You're looky. That and 21 is comedy. So once again, another square. So yeah, this is like this is like, oh, you and your girl had an argument or a little disagreement or something. And it's like, hey, I made this food. You want to watch this movie? You kind of laugh it off. It's like tension or things are going to happen, but it's like, how do you communicate it and deal with it? Rather than shutting someone out or putting someone else down or not letting someone else feel validated for what they feel. And this is an 11th of second occurring 4 houses away. So this may be dealing with some kind of family, or maybe someone's going to have to assist one of their friends from dealing with their own family or another group that they deal with. It's coming together. Luna's also ruling the ascendant. So this is really coming back to the self view yourself, or just how you really approach. Some would say, oh, if it's like I take 3 steps forward and 5 steps back. And it's like, okay, what am I doing to really have something that's making me go 5 steps back? And, just learning from your mistakes, because it's all trial and error. It's best to make mistakes rather than try to be perfect, because being perfect could delay. And that's where frustration could come from. So really just allow oneself to learn and feel things and just laugh. It's good to be serious, but sometimes laugh it off, and that's like a good laugh, let's say laughter is the way to the soul or the best pain medicine or something like that I've seen. So really allow oneself to laugh and be transformed. And just see how are you communicating your own way. All right. And I yield, bro.
That's long, bro. That's why they might have to catch us for our AstroCivics Sunday on a Saturday. Because I'm going to be kind of busy this Sunday, guys. Kicking it with the loved ones, right? Hold on 2 seconds. There's the ascendant. There's the 0. All righty. So I'm about to go in for this laundry list of testimonies coming up for me soon, right? I know it gets longer on the 8th, but for the 6th, right? Have it summarized there at 13 degrees, Scorpio, 48 minutes, still within the business degrees, of course. 12 to 16 degrees Cancer and 12 to 16 degrees Scorpio, all business degrees, so to speak, right? Beautiful energy this is here. And what we're really speaking to is just really moving forward and really being active in some psychological endeavors that really make us bring things to a head where we can really be creative with things that appear hidden, but we'll be having some spiritual unvelations So I'm telling you guys, from today on up, it's still moving, even up to the 6th, if not even further, as we look further into these next 7 days, right, all the way up to the 8th. This is where you guys are going to have a lot of closure and seeing a lot of things. However, here's the catch, here's the caveat. You must be able to take what you're seeing and then allow yourself to be very active to use these things as times continue to happen. Even though time never was when man was not, as you begin to experience what you are experiencing, what you can actually see, however, is a means for you to very actively utilize this energy to allow yourself to continue to graduate in the spiritual university, that is meant for you to be experiencing, right? As we started out, saying that, things are dealing with a student coming home. So it could be your spirit that has been on its journey, taking its long distance travel called life, it being in the university pertaining to karma and dharma, so to speak, being able to take these lessons to further graduate and ascend in one's own spiritual path. With Sun ruling over the midheaven here, the 10th house cusp, and within that 10th house cusp, it's very interesting, part of Fortune, Moon, and Lilith. Really allow yourself to allow your health pertaining to your subconscious mind. You don't have to deny certain things, embrace it so that you can actually move forward in what things need to be as far as beneficial for yourself. So what that means is it's okay to say no to those things that are taking advantage of you and it's going to take away your happiness, even though someone may beg or plead for you to do something for them. But this is that's it. In order for me to grow, I have to say no type energy. And with that, I yield the floor. Continuing. Okay, so before sunrise, about 25 minutes after 0200 hours, Luna's void of course. And this is where Luna goes void of course, making his last aspect square to Mercury. Goes void of course for about 12 hours and 14 minutes. So I trust all you guys are making your transactions on Sunday, right? All your transactions on Sunday. We're at the 21st November, bro. Previous.
Nizam.
You good, Luna, square Mercury, previous, right? And again, of course, we're going to have to look at the time when these things happen, right? That was 6:44 and not 7:44 for the sunrise. So remember, time's going backwards, allegedly, right? There's a time going backwards kind of energy. So we'll make sure to adjust our time zones of what the time in our mind according to standard for those of you still moving on that, right? So it's happening instead of 3:25:03, it's 2:25:03. Just remember, because this is after so-called standard time is taking place, right? However, with that being said, Luna and Mercury are square. Luna's there in the 11th house. All right, just giving a sense of, securing one's self-expression and securing how they're going to share themselves and their self-expression. Jesus, Bruce Lee Christ. I was not expecting that, baby, but you can, it's shit right there. Delicioso. Oh, that is, it's hot, mommy, hot. Thank you, though. I appreciate you. I was not expecting this at all.
Man, I want some of that Solar Art couple special, please.
And she be putting her foot in it. She's the greatest, because I know our little one, he's like so demanding. Mommy, give me mommy. That one, mommy. And it's like, oh, a woman around the house, man. Especially because I'm here, so I can't be as helpful in the kitchen as I would like to be. And for her to turn these things out like this, man, I'm not gonna make y'all jealous. Should I just make them a little jealous? Don't. Okay, she said don't. Man, I don't want to make y'all jealous. I don't want. She said don't. Okay, I'm not.
I don't even know what it is. My stomach growling.
I'm trying to hurry up through these testimonies. So while you doing yours, I can go. All right. However, Jesus. With that being said, here we go. Right. So Luna square Mercury, guys. Mercury clearly is there in the 3rd, while Luna's in the 11th. Very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses away. So this does deal with your inner child. This does deal with your creativity, self-expression, underlying that energy as far as how the houses are away. However, ultimately, this is a quartile. This is a square. So we're allowing ourselves to challenge ourselves to overcome an obstacle that will thus stimulate our subconscious mind and be able to necessarily communicate something that must be communicated, even if it's not without, so to speak, or outside oneself. This communication is happening within will allow you to be able to really take serious inventory, pour into yourself, all righty? And what I mean by pour into yourself is tell yourself the truth. Do not lie. Do not allow yourself to beat yourself up subconsciously, all right? Don't do it. Really allow yourself to pour into yourself. Use the astrology that's there to find that newness that you are looking for. All right. You're looking for a certain newness. You need to let it happen. Do not be upset. With that, I yield the floor. I'm going to plug up my pad here, bro. I thought I had it plugged in. I'm at 27%. Next, I think it's Venusian Plutonian trine. Did I get that correct? Is it a Venusian Plutonian trine that's next? I think that's right. All right. The Venusian Plutonian trine. It's happening at about, if I'm correct on this, 9, right? Even though it says 10:37:45, 0900 hours, 37 minutes, 45 seconds. Venus is there in the 9th house in Virgo. Of course, we know Virgo is its fall sign. So Venus feels like, hey, I'm the beauty planet. I'm the artistic planet. I'm the one that allows the contracting to happen, right? However, being terrestrially, as far as the houses are concerned, 3rd from where we feel comfortable, in the 7th, it's in the 9th. However, it's in its fall sign. So here, Venus is working very hard to communicate the details, really taking something that's published. You might even watch a movie, so to speak, where it just seems like someone's dealing with some unfortunate love situation, yet some fortune comes after it, but they have to work very hard within inside themselves to allow themselves to love again. Alrighty, with Pluto there, right? In the 2nd house, 28 degrees, 4 minutes in Capricorn. Pluto's direct, right? Look at that. Did we mention when Pluto went direct? I feel like we probably did that last cycle. However, with that being said, and we can look at these retrograde cycles. I know I brought them up before, but we're just going to keep continuing flowing, right? With that being said, guys, with this happening, technically 6 houses away, right? Pluto is 6 houses away from Venus. Venus is 8 houses away from Pluto. This really just, honestly, really speaks to, there's some beauty in this, in being able to allow one to find the values necessary in something foreign. It may feel like a death and rebirth in areas pertaining to colloquially or collectively speaking, pertaining to studying abroad and finding those values. So one may have to actually embrace some type of foreign venture. Maybe you're moving. Maybe you're trying to find something, find yourself to be comfortable in where you're moving. And in finding yourself to be comfortable, you have to embrace some things that was normally uncomfortable because you're not used to it. It's new to you, all right? So that you don't feel so out of place. This is where you're going to have to take a beautiful death and rebirth, all right? Allow that transformation to occur so your subconscious mind can really benefit from the values of this foreign interaction. It'll be very healthy for you. You'll definitely learn something new about yourself, and you'll be able to make a very powerful stance in possessing some value when it comes to being able to restructure yourself amongst those particular peers or your peers in general. With that, I yield the floor. After Luna, of course, now after that 12-hour and 14-minute void, of course, Luna now ingresses at about 39 minutes after 1400 hours. I know it says 1500 there, guys, but remember we're adjusting, right? Luna's at 0 degrees, Virgo, in the 6th house. Look at that. Looky, Astro Cookie. So this is where, you know, the people are going to be very much focused on not only their health, but think about their health, where they were in their childhood, and then they're going to do their best to make sure they're incorporating some healthy things with their and for their children. Also, this is where I see, you know, beings as, you know, families, you know, so to speak, quote unquote families, right? But loved ones are going to allow themselves, right, to serve one another by enjoying, 9 times out of 10, not eating what they used to eat. So if you guys were quote unquote meat eaters or things like that, and you're like, hey, let's really see what it's like to be vegan and try these options, it's going to happen, especially on the 6th. I think someone's going to bring something to the forefront and make sure they're not eating any animal flesh or byproduct from animals to really enjoy themselves, to really get over the fascination and denial about it. You know, even though it may be like, I'm not used to this, it looked funny, it smelled funny. But I think as long as those seasonings are properly, you know, administered, it will be a dish served best to the soul of those that are consuming it. And with that, I yield the floor. Luna is reflecting Saturn. Looky, looky, Astro Cookie. Luna is reflecting Saturn for our next aspect, taking place about 42 minutes after 1500 hours. All righty. Make sure that that's taking place. Boom, shakalaka. Hit the next button on that. And Luna's at 0 degrees, 31 minutes in Virgo, while Saturn's there at 0 degrees, Pisces, 31 minutes. Saturn's in its joy in the 12th, right? Very interesting how the critical degree for 29 degrees Leo and Aquarius are there on the cusps. This is very interesting. Coming out of those astrology, even though technically it's still kind of astrology for Leo. So Leo's at an astrology degree within Leo, but at a Leo degree. So they're both at a Leo degree, these house cups. However, the embodiment of the sign of Virgo moon is taken on fully, and the embodiment pertaining to Pisces, Saturn is taken on. So, with that being said, this is where we can really allow our spiritual discipline, find joy in our spiritual disciplines, and being able to allow our subconscious mind to find the beauty in the details by really looking at the essentials for one's own self. So this is where this energy is effective collectively. However, everyone must find where this is taking place within their own life. All right. With that being said, what we're looking at next, we have Mercury and Neptune, all righty, being trine. All right. And with that Mercurial Neptunian trine, it's taking place at 36 minutes after 2000 hours, or 2000 hours, 36 minutes, 27 seconds, right? Which is 8:36:27 post meridian Eastern. Right. And again, I know, guys, it says 21 there. Again, time has allegedly gone back on the 5th. All righty, at 2 p.m. back to quote unquote standard time. Mercury, all righty, is clearly there in Scorpio at 25 degrees, 8 minutes, while trine Neptune there in the 10th house. All right. Very interesting. Mercury is under Mars's disposership while in the 5th house. This is, you know, you might be, even though it may you know, be on the way to so-called time for children to go rest and recharge. This is kind of a movie night energy. I know. You're like, but hold up, it's a Monday. I get it. This is movie time. So allow yourselves to really enjoy a movie that the children would like to see. And then what you can do is be able to learn something about the children that are in your life and how they think and how they see things due to their choice pertaining to the movie they would like to see. You may see that they may relate to some things based on your own childhood. Maybe you came up some kind of way and you actually realize that they are actually uncovering some wounded healing by just the choice of film that they choose, and you actually pick up on something. Maybe it's a movie from your childhood and it's like, well, yeah, we learned about this, like me and my friends talk about this, so can we see it? Because we know that, because our baby, me and my beloved mother, Mistress Consource, our eldest son, he's like, hey, I remember this, and that. Like, it's like he was talking about Ninja Turtles one day, and to bring up Ninja Turtles when we were little, and he's interested. It's like, whoa, right? And then you can get to see like the creativity and the mindset pertaining to your little one, and it's a beautiful thing to experience. So my suggestion would be allow your little one to pick the movie for movie night for the family, for the loved ones on Monday. And with that, I'm going to yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we are well pleased, Brother Sean Alim L. Islam.
Islam, bro. Alrighty, so here we are. Sun's still at, in that 14 degrees, right? 14 degrees, 48 minutes, rolling over the 10th, as we know. So, once again, that's a Taurian degree.
Yep.
So you think of value, right? I think of values, all those other things, right? So, possibly on this day, people could be really, learning about their own estate, within themselves, or people could have more. Well, some could have an intent to possess others, but it's best to, really, oh man, what was that? I think that's Hands Brothers, and he was like, I can't do it, brother. You got to get your owns.
That almost
So
sounds
yeah,
like some Wayans type stuff.
you got to get your own. So, yeah. No, this is even probably someone's going to look to, like I said, maybe bring a meal to their job, right? To their career, their favorite dish or some kind of candy or treat, um, or maybe even like a record, music or something like that is what's coming up as well. And once again, Mars is leading the way. So, how's the ego being led, and how's the ego being led? How's one being driven? Is it for harmony or is it for disharmony? Right? Is it for the good of yourself and others, or is it only for your own gain and others' demise? All right. So, with that, I yield the floor for the sunrise. Looks like after sunrise, we got a lunar Jupiterian trine. Hey, would you look at that? Right? And that Jupiter is slowly creeping back. And Jupiter creep, yeah, moving backwards in retro. Right, 9 degrees Virgo and Taurus, 9 degrees Virgo is homicidal tendencies. Did I read that right? Yeah, homicidal. So yeah, don't hurt others, right? 9 degrees Taurus is neurasthenia. So yeah, just let's see.
I mean,
One, two,
Jada
three, four.
Pinkett Smith is having a lunar return. Yep.
Interesting. Maybe her lunar return will be in the 12th house. Maybe she can keep all that messiness to herself. But we know folks live off drama and toxicity. That's what folks love to see. Right? Because it reminds them of their own crappy lives. But anyways, Jupiter's in the fourth, so there's some expansion occurring here in the home. Yeah, this is like home transformation here. So maybe a deep cleansing, if one didn't get their kind of like fall cleaning, autumn cleaning in. Ooh, let's see. So Capricorn, Gemini degree. So yeah, this is just some structured communication. Maybe someone is looking to not be a slave no more. Of that matter. So once again, just allow yourself to be transformed by things that are foreign, which we know for our people, learning about law is foreign. Learning about identities that don't apply to them are foreign, and anything that's actually bringing them back home is foreign. So it's kind of like, yeah, really coming back home into who you are, and yeah, who am I? What's my purpose? That's a reading as well. And your
Mm.
history. I think a lot of folks are in denial on their ancestry and also clinging to other tribal names and terms and statutory identities that has nothing to do with them, but they really can't think for themselves. So allow yourself your wisdom, your higher self to really be expanded and let the research, Moon and Virgo, really allow yourself to just do the necessary research as much as one can do things that are not, beneficial for them, which is I ain't even getting into it. All these other things aren't really beneficial. Really, just do some study and research, and that will help one clean their mind, your temple, not the building you go to, but within yourself, with that matter. And with that, I'm gonna yield the floor. Let's see what we got. Sun and the solar lunar sextile. All right, 15 degrees Scorpio, 15 degrees Virgo. Moon is in her joy at 15. At 15 Virgo is. It's probably no, 15 Virgo is the exaltation of Mercury. So it's very interesting.
Yep.
And 15 is Scorpio. That's not the eagle. That's the
Yes, it is. You're
yeah, the
correct.
eagle point. Yeah.
Yep. Point
So
of
that's actually
regeneration.
interesting. For Tuesday, yo, I got a feeling. Ooh, ooh, that the Judge Prince gym on Tuesday is gonna be litty. I think it's gonna be very interesting. Like I said, Moon's at the exaltation of Mercury. The Sun's at the regeneration point, the eagle point. Yeah, really allow yourself to come out of this stage, and Sun's out of weird combust. Yeah, I
Yay!
think
Way
the
to go, son.
energy is about to be. Oh, hold up. What was that one song Travis Porter did? I think it went like all the way turned up. I think the people are about to
Got
be
you.
turned up now. Uh, all right. Yeah, Sun and Luna. It's a harmonious aspect, so it's a little minor things to really work on. It's the way, so it's really value, bro. As you were just even going in on Saturn going direct, I think the people now will be able to see our action are coming quicker. I think because Saturn had been in retrograde in that shadow for like 5 months, so all the delays and kind of the why and things not working will now start to come quick as we're still in harvest season. We came out of the eclipse season, so yeah, and Venus is about to Libra too. Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of good things occurring here. And also, yeah, it's like a lot of things from the past are really clearing themselves out from those that are aware of it and those that are not. And Luna's actually rolling at first and 12th. Interesting. So at a Sun and Aries degree. Leo and Aries degree. So yeah, this is like just feeling good to just move forward. That's all I can really say. Move forward. And hopefully that the work that everyone has done, it works for you in the best way. And if you haven't been doing what you should have been, get your astrology and allow yourself to work on those cycles. And with that, I step back and assist it to my bro. You want no look or you want behind the back, bro? What kind of bag? No look behind the back.
No look. All righty, let's get this. As Brother Sean said, out of the fiery way. In Latin, the fiery way is known as via combusta. Right? Spelled V-I-A. Via, which is way. Combusta, C-O-M-B-U-S-T-A. And that is a portion of where the Milky Way kind of splits, right? And so how we see it tropically, it's from about 15 degrees Libra to 15 degrees Scorpio, all righty? And we are seeing we are seeing that the sun is now outside of the fiery way. Do your research. Look it up. What is Via Combusta, right? We went over that a bit this Saturday for our discussion, which you guys join us this Saturday, right? I'm going to put the advertisement together after there's not quite a bit of work to actually do as far as the advertising, but it's a video that's going to come up. Of course, we're going to use that track for Saturday, sticky, icky, ooh, ooh, right? We're going to use that because it's happening on Saturday. You guys don't want to miss it at all. Remember, if you're not a member pertaining to the Universally Professional Astrology Community, TUPAC, guys, there's only 250 units, alrighty, in lieu of lawful money via CashApp, Zelle, or Google Pay. Just let us know how you would like to, transact to be a member, alrighty, to have access freely to come and check it on out. It's just that we do ask that you donate for if you want the video, because we're going to give you access to the video. It's just that the videos are being archived, and how we have to archive them, guys, we're still utilizing your energy to transact to make sure that it stays there. It's not like I am Brother Sean, we're definitely not balling off of donations. All right. We are maintaining what we can, and then trust we can feed ourselves and our loved ones with the excess if there's excess. And we're very thankful. Say it again.
I said we ain't got 524-karat gold chains and Cuban links and all the other stuff.
Fronts.
No. Yeah.
We don't have gold fronts. No. You know what I mean? So
my feds over here. I need a new fed, but I'm working, thugging it out. Join TUPAC and miss out on a pair of the GORDAN, right?
Air Gordons.
Air board.
Miss out on the Air Gordons, right? Because it's so funny. Like, me and one of my bros was just discussing how Jordan ain't played in over 20 years, and that shoe is still selling. You want to talk about magic? Okay. Anyway, no Irving. Anyway, so with that being said, what we're seeing here, 15 degrees, still in the business degree. However, as Brother Sean was mentioning, also just coming off of that sextile with Moon. Here, wow, that is really amazing too, where things are happening, bro. This energy is so blaze, right? And I trust everyone can enjoy it like I and my bros are enjoying it. I'm going to enjoy it further because it's really setting things up for the year to come also, right? So with that being said, guys, sun is ruling over, of course, this particular sunrise over the 10th house, right? So the sun is ruling over fascination and denial, health, and the subconscious mind, really being secure with things that happen in our life where we can express some fascination and denial, but make sure we're not rejecting our position and our stance when it comes to being amongst our peers, so that we can be able to actively communicate that which we see for ourselves in order to begin anew with how we would like to be creative and share that creativity amongst our peers. With that, I yield the floor. Right? Indeed, beloved mother. All right, so I guess I can't check the chat yet, guys. So I'm gonna come back and see what you guys said in the chat. I just got a text, and so I know the mother's watching. All right, so prior to sunrise, we have a lunar Martian sextile. That lunar Martian sextile, of course, is taking place at approximately 29 minutes after 0400 hours, but it's 0400, 28 minutes and 50 seconds. Again, remember, since this is allegedly time going backwards, we want to turn that 5 into a 4 just under the date there in the top right hand corner. But again, we're looking at a sextile between Luna and Mars. Luna's there in the 11th house. Mars is there in the second. They're both at 18 degrees, 42 minutes. Luna's in Virgo. Mars is in Scorpio, still dominant and ruling over the second house. Luna's ruling over the midheaven, right? Second from where it's ruling, actually, as far as the house is concerned, but third from the sign that it rules. This just all speaks to me as a means to really pour out the information, right, that really needs to be able to allow children, someone else's children, to really see the truth in something, right? This is where you may want to have to protect it, some information being shared to a child a certain way, but maybe, just maybe, this needs to be a healthy conversation that needs to take place so it can further secure, alrighty, the relationship between ye and ye little ones, alrighty. So make sure, and I'm going to say, make sure you're very active in sharing the details in a very healthy fashion so that you and your little ones will definitely be able to trust one another. Because again, the little ones are really, really depending on you. All right. With that being said, I yield the floor. Venus ingresses Libra. Let's talk about what's void of course, right? After Venus made its square to Pluto, right? That was pardon me. It would have been a trine to Pluto. After Venus made its trine to Pluto, it was void of course, right? So, usually when a planet is a void of course, it gives off a kind of energy. It's the one with the moon being void of course is the one we get practice with. But go and do your research. You're looking at void of course planets. Also, you'll find that to be a very tasty conversation. Terrestrially, Venus is dominant in the 12th. It's strong in the 12th, having an accidental dignity, how I think, by looking at it as if it was Pisces, right? This is the 12th. The 12th is the terrestrial house for Jupiter. Venus is higher octave Neptune, and tying into Pisces. So I think here, not only is Venus dominant in Libra, but actually being able to ingress Libra from, according from, our perspective here at the East Coast, you know what I'm saying? Like in the 12th house, it's really showing that there's a bit of some exalted energy, right? First of all, when it comes to relationship health, that's why I think
I made a mistake.
Oh, I'm too far? Oh, okay, 29.
Yeah,
okay,
jumped. We are in 2024.
Okay, well, just bring it on back then. Let's see. What's interesting, would Venus still be ingressing Libra in the 12th house? That's what I would like to see. Let's see.
Let's take us back. Let's take it back. It
wow.
is.
Wow. Amazing. Really, really amazing. Y'all all right? I probably that dog. All right. So, Mercury being ruled by Mars in the second is ruling over Venus's ingress into Libra from the East Coast perspective. Very interesting. The 12th house is on the Pisces degree. I think that's interesting also. So again, when it comes to relationship health, because 6th from the 7th house is the 12th house, which is the bedroom, so to speak, quote unquote, the chambers, where it all goes down, right? On cribs, right? It's where the magic happens. Anyway, with that being said, this is where a really interesting conversation about the balance in the relationship, really taking inventory pertaining to those things. This is where some closure can actually take place, especially when it comes to relationships. Allow this closure to take place so that the values will basically take on how how you guys are seeing what you would like to have happen in a relationship. Really mitigate some things that could seem to be intestinally harmful, as if it was poisoning the relationship. You could actually mitigate poisoning the relationship by allowing your hearts to be able to communicate that which is, very surgical in removing things that may have caused tension in the relationship. Because Mars is technically, to a certain degree, but not exactly. Mars is in the middle, so it's kind of a visual midpoint, but not actually at within 1.5 to 2 degrees. Midpointing the Sun and Mercury. However, this is where some very strategic and surgical communication that's heartfelt that will really augment the health pertaining to one's relationship. With that, I yield the floor. Luna trine Uranus. Luna trine Uranus. happening about 40 minutes after 800 hours. Pardon me, 0900 hours, forgive me. To be complete is 0900 hours, 39 minutes, and 50 seconds. Luna is there in the ninth house, reflecting its joy, while Uranus is there in the fifth. So this is happening 5 houses away, right? From 5 to 9 is 5 houses away. So there's this underlying energy of self-expression, being in love, right? Moving forward in one's relationship, maybe also journaling, or maybe taking on the fact that one realizes, hey, there's a proposal that's taking place. So if someone is getting proposed to during this time, I think that would be very, very interesting. Um, uh, and I think this is what's going to help the relationship for a lot of you that are out there. This is why it's funny that this is what's happening after that Venusian ingress. This is what's going to make the relationship be not only beautiful, but definitely one that's attentive and workable, where Venus is actually ruling over where Uranus is, right? And of course, Mercury there in the 11th house, still in the Mars' dispositorship, right? Mercury is going to be the one, right? Mercury is going to be the one that allows Venus to rule over Uranus the way that it's happening. So definitely really communicate those standards pertaining to where you both come from, so that moving forward after the proposal through the said quote unquote engagement will lead to a beautiful matrimony that you might already see that you want to have it to be a small matrimonial obligation, with just those that you really love and that you really value, that you think may value your relationship, to be there in participation. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, we have a lunar reflecting Neptune. Yes.
Oh, I'm just saying, what's going to be interesting. Venus moves into Scorpio December 4th. So that Venus and Saturn is being mutual reception by exaltation. So yeah, it's really a time to like repair like the relationships and really like,
wow,
you know what I'm saying? Like get it together. Like,
wow. So hold on. Yes, they are in mutual reception by exaltation. They are. Or even right now. That's why Venus's score is at 14 and Saturn's at a 10, bro. You see that?
jeez. Jeez,
Venus is really strong, G. That's why I said, man, like I see something being able to move forward. It's in mutual reception with Saturn by exaltation, as well as by triplicity, and
triplicity
by
and
turn, bro.
turn.
So yeah, that's very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Wee.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Alrighty. Here's this lunar Neptunian reflection happening in the 5th and 11th houses at a partile celestial longitude pertaining to 25 degrees, 6 minutes. Neptune's retrograde, however, Lunar's direct. This is where you can allow yourself to better institute how to share information with your little ones. Nurture them, allow them to be very creative. However, find the details in how they can be able to serve themselves. So, for example, like this is where, let's say you go to a quote unquote grocery store. This is where you can better, allow mathematics, quote unquote, to take place a certain way, right? This is amazing how I'm seeing this too. Allowing some mathematics to take place. Saturn is, of course, ruling over the 11th house, while the sun, under the dispositorship of Venus, is ruling over the 5th. So what can happen here is allowing some math to take place and learning about math through financial exchange, right? If that's what you can utilize as a tool to just give a teaching lesson and be able to better institute and further, quote unquote, institute a way of showing children how to be independent. It'll definitely strengthen themselves spiritually. However, at the same time, it will allow them to be able to take on a mindset where they'll be able to communicate what's on their heart while also being able to institute learning things that are new to them. All righty. They may get familiar with an electronic that they've never gotten, used to before. Maybe this is where you're showing a child how to utilize their cell phone as a means to do either Google Pay or Apple Pay, or you're quote unquote loading a card for them to show them, financial responsibility and things of that nature. That's what I actually see taking place there. And with that, I yield the floor. Mercury is sextile Pluto. Very, very interesting. Mercury sextile Pluto. Of course, Mercury's there in Scorpio. Is it in the sixth house? It is in the sixth house. All right. They're both at the Cancer degree, right? And both direct. Pluto's having an accidental dignity in the eighth, while Mercury's having accidental dignity in the sixth. So terrestrially, they're feeling good, feeling great. However, what I would like to say here, what's being communicated is something pertaining to one's psychological structure. All right. This is where, a relationship is in the middle of a power struggle due to communication. And I think what will have to happen here is maybe an assessment of one another through a third party, maybe some type of therapy. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, we have Luna trine Pluto. Look at that. Now Luna trining Pluto. Of course, Luna is going to be at 28 degrees, right? 28 degrees, 6 minutes in the second house in Virgo, while Pluto's there. Now in the sixth at 28 degrees, Capricorn, 6 minutes. This is a triune placement as far as sign and houses. So here, what is, what's very beautiful about this is that Mercury is literally midpointing. This aspect, literally midpointing this aspect just off of just 15 minutes. This is a tight midpoint. So here, this is where, by that communication that I spoke about previously happening by third party, this is where there can definitely be a means to really balance the home from both perspectives pertaining to when it comes to the heart communications, right? It can be very active in finding that balance and harmony by really allowing oneself to not have a serious ego issue due to insecurity. So now one's emotional detail and emotional health can be better assessed by making sure that there is an everyday protocol to take one's own power into themselves and not project their insecurities either from or to their loved one. I think that's a very interesting follow-up aspect after that Mercury sextile Pluto. It's very good energy. You guys can heal here, those of you that are having communication issues in your relationships. And finally, Luna is sextiling Mercury, right? Mercury, Pluto, and Luna just had a ball with their benefic aspecting here. Luna's there, 28 degrees, 23 minutes, while Mercury is there, 28 degrees, 23 minutes. That's still a tight midpoint. That's some good midpoint energy happening now. Second and fourth house, this is taking place in just 3 away. So guys, allow yourselves to do something where you can collectively value each other's property. Maybe ideas pertaining to investments are taking place, especially with Venus going hard here. What's very interesting too, with the energies that I said about, relationships, the communication, maybe having a third party, maybe someone is actually getting betrothed. Maybe someone is taking vows or renewing their vows. That's another energy to these past 3 aspects that I've shared also. So that third party could be someone officiating that for those of us in the Moorish community. If it's an honorable grand sheik, a seriously honorable grand sheik that's there to help y'all discuss and recite chapters 22 and 21, alrighty, to be able to make that matrimonial obligation to one another flawless, to set the tone, to be able to mitigate any disagreements that may pop up, and just refer to the Quran to be able to beautify any misunderstanding and clear up any misunderstanding. And with that, I yield the floor, guys. We're complete here. I'm ready to go eat, right? And I thank my beloved brother in whom I'm well pleased, brother Sean Aline L, for co-piloting as he has been on our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report, right? I've been here long enough for us to actually kind of see the sunset. It was all on my face, all trying to blind me and whatnot. Mm-hmm. Now it's no longer this there, right? Even brother Sean had the light reveries. Yeah, like he's about to ascend into the heavens. But anyway, we do that daily and we keep ascending. With that being said, let's go and check this chat real quick, see what's up with you guys. I know as I do this, I have quite a bit of video editing and processing to do. Alrighty. Shout out to Malika and Sunny and all our loved ones at Lawful Living and those that will be joining very soon to the other platform, which 7 Hill Star will have an affiliate link for you guys to be able to click if, on if, that if, also if. Right. Let me actually see what we have it here. Let's go. Boom. Let's click on that. And going to our chat. Mother Sahar says, peaceful greetings, Brother Hassan and Brother Sean, and to everyone in the chat. Indeed, Brother Derek Blash Bay says, peaceful greetings. Consuelo says, Islam, peace and love, dear brothers. And Michael Fort says, Islam Moors. Indeed, Islam to you all. Brother Sean, any questions, comments, and or suggestions going once?
Man, I'm good. Like I said, join TPAC. Yeah, that's really about it. Get your readings. I'm thinking about maybe doing a special for the so-called holidays, holy days season. So, just keep supporting guys, sharing with your loved ones, friends, family, and we're gonna keep on doing what we do.
So I know I'm quite busy. So if there's any documentation, those of you out there, and I had quite a few conversations, had beings text me too about looking at things for them. However, never forget, I do have certain priorities, that my beloved mother, mistress, consort, and our sons, right? When I can get to, viewing documents in in between what I have going on, because again, I'm doing not only video production for 7 Hill Star, but I'm also doing video production for Lawful Living and Freedom from Government. So I'm actually got a bit on my plate. And, however, if you would like to donate to me to help motivate me to go do it, because it's nothing worse than beings think, well, since you're this brother and you stand for this, you should do it. And it's like, donate. Okay, make it worth my while here. All right, make it worth my while here. All righty. So
I could probably assist too if someone might need some help.
Yeah, and looking at some things also, indeed. But that still don't mean don't donate to Brother Sean. You guys will see the 720 Astral Healing CashApp.
Yeah, y'all want nobody coming to y'all like, hey man, can you do all this for me? Oh, thanks for doing it. Now I'm not gonna give you nothing. Y'all want nobody to do that to y'all? I know y'all wouldn't. And anybody say they would, y'all capping. Y'all not fezzing, you're capping. You know what I'm saying? This is about respecting people's energy. Just like y'all go buy those J's, the same pair of J's. Y'all respect that energy. Y'all respect that Louis energy, that Gucci energy. But it's just 7 Hill Star. Them brothers to stand for something. Yeah, nah. Watch. I'm telling you, in that Saturn, watch, it's about to be an interesting move. Like, it really is. Saturn going direct. What have we been doing? 7 days of strong? Sunday, Monday,
That's
Tuesday,
right.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, work. Yeah, every day. I yield, bro.
Word. So just to put it in the chat for right now, there is the Cash App you guys want to donate to Brother Hassan and Brother Sean's Cash App. And of course, it's going to be in our description once I do the edit. And you guys will also see it in the description. Brother Sean is 720 Astral. Yes, Astral Healing, right? And let me make sure I get that for you. So there you guys. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. That's no worries. Is there paper here? If not, the paper's right here. So you guys, like I said, if you guys want to donate, right? Make sure, hold on, let me make sure I got that 720 Astral Healing, right, Brother Sean? Boom.
Indeed.
There you guys go. So you guys now have both our cash app.
I got some. It's gonna be a few. Just let them fall on the floor.
Oh, okay. I can pull the tray out for you so they won't fall. All right. So that's how that goes, guys, right? 720 Astral Healing for Brother Sean's cash app there, right? So you guys donate. You want to donate to we both, and you can think, oh, this is the amount that I have. Okay, just split it in half and either one, right? And that will be that, or you can choose whichever one you want to donate, or the other two. Like, it's your choice how you want to do with your energy. Oh, goodness gracious. It says Brother Hassan twice. Hold on, Brother Sean. Let me make sure I got this correct. Let me remove that comment, right? And now let me put this one in here, because this one's supposed to say Brother Sean. So hold on. Let me type it again. One more again. Let me retype it. One more again. So you guys on YouTube can see this appropriately. So that's 720 Astral. Hold on, let me make sure I spell it correct. HEALING. And make sure it says Brother Sean. So forgive me, I hit the copy and paste. I forgot to adjust that. Boom, there's Brother Sean's Cash App also. All righty. So that's how you guys can donate to us, because again, we're basically doing this charity every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, guys. And thank you to those of you out there that have been donating. You guys are amazing, right? You are amazing, and we appreciate those of you that have donated in the past, of course. So with that being said, guys, you need us to read any documentation, please just respect our energy, make a donation. So because we have other priorities that are actual priorities, right? That are actually taking place. And like I said, I'm doing production behind the scenes. Of course, I am Brother Sean. We got this new video collaboration thing that's going to take place, but I still am editing videos for Lawful Living and Free from the Government, guys, not just 7 Hill Stars. All right. So I'm going to knock those things out first, because that's what's respecting our energies, right? And making sure we get things done. So I would like to knock them out and knock them out quickly. However, when it comes to reading those documentations, we have no problem with reading those documents for you all. All righty. So I trust that is helpful, right? All right, good. I fixed it. Good. All right, cool. Melissa Hart says good. I fixed it again. All right. So questions, comments, and or suggestions going twice. What about that Akadashi, Brother Sean? Akadashi.
So let me dang, did I close that window out? All right, let me pull it back up. Oh, girl.
Akadashi.
Akadashi. 2023.
Akadashi.
Kudishi. Boom. So let me come back. Let me pick up with the screen share. Share. Hit the Safari. Bam. Here we go.
Got it.
Let me scroll down. And there we go. November 8th, 2023. Or 1443 Moorish calendar. So we have Kartika. If I'm saying that right, Krishna Ikadashi begins. Yep. This is based on Central timing, so 8:53, 20:53 post meridian, or 9:53, 21:53 Eastern, November 7th, and it ends at 11:11 post meridian, November 8th. That would be 12:11 post meridian for the East Coast. And it'll be on the 9th. So here we go. And let's see. We click down at what it says. This will be the Rama Ekadashi.
Got you. Islam. Then you said that was a Kartika. Krishna. Krishna Paksha is when the sun is decreasing in light. Shukla Paksha is when the sun is increasing in light. So it is as Brother Sean just showed, it is a Kartika Krishna Paksha Ekadashi. Ekadashi, guys, eat no grain. You saw the time, right? So make the last of you eating grain if you can 4 hours before the time it said it starts on the 7th. So it's about 2-ish, right? What was the time again? So it was 8:36 post meridian. That's central that Brother Sean has there. So that'll be, of course, 9:36. Pardon me. 9:53 post meridian Eastern, up until about 12:11 post meridian Eastern. Pardon me. Excuse me. So with that being said, it's definitely way more than a 24-hour Ekadashi. But this is where you fast from eating grain. You guys will do yourselves a favor and set your alarm clock and make it say Ekadashi fast. Ekadash, Ekadash, means 11, right? Ekadashi is a titi, which is the 11th set of 12 degree sets that the moon travels as it goes around the earth from new moon to new moon, from Amavasya to Amavasya. Amavasya is new moon, right? Purnima is full moon. So, and there's always, an Ekadashi in Shukla Paksha after Amavasya, and then there's an Ekadashi after Purnima for the Krishna Paksha. So basically what I just said, after the new moon, there's an 11th set of 12 degrees that the moon travels. And after the full moon, there's another 11-degree set after the moon travels when the moon is decreasing in light, right? So during those times, there's something going on with your bodies biologically, astrobiologically, where eating things that really soak up the water in your body it's not best to eat those things. So that's when you probably want to find yourself really taking on fruits and vegetables, right? So for this particular Ekadashi fast, if you can actually fast and just drink water, that's fine. But it's mostly, staying away from grain, stay away from the rice or oats, things of that nature. Those are different things that exactly absorb water, or whatever you can look up. Look up what are the different grains, right? And do your best to stay away from the grains doing that. I guarantee, if you observe Ekadashi Titi fast, experience the Ekadashi fast, you will see that there's something that will happen in your favor every time. Don't just do it because of that. Do it to get the experience to see the difference. Don't be like me. Whereas I was like, well, let me see what happens when I don't observe Ekadashi TT. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that hurts. It's like, yeah, wow, this day could have went much better, but I wasn't paying attention to when Ekadashi was. So maybe you might want to even get in the habit of, once you see, you can look up Titi, Tithi is how Titi is spelled. And, I use Pokerala. You saw Brother Sean was using Pachanga, right? And there's different ones, different Ekadashi calculators. Titi calculators. And you can see when Ekadashi is taking place, and just do your best to fast during that Ekadashi period. And normally, since it was 53 post meridian central, which is 9:53 post meridian eastern. So those on the East Coast, I would stop eating grain about 5:53 post meridian. I would stop. All right, 4:53 post meridian for those near the central time zone. I would completely, stop. So that way you got the 4 hours of just kind of relaxing. So you eat your last bit of grain at that time, about 4:53 central, 5:53 Pacific. 5:53 Eastern, which is 2:53 Pacific. Don't eat the grain around. Make that the last bit. And then let yourself experience not eating grain from that time until the 9th, or at least which would be the 9th for East Coast. It'll be 12:11 on the 9th, right? 11 minutes after midnight, but it'll be 11 minutes after 2300 for Central, 11 minutes after 2100 for Pacific. You can go back and eat whatever it is you want, but just experience it. Experience a Kadashi Titi. I guarantee something's going to manifest for you. I don't know what, but something's going to happen in your favor. You're like, whoa, I had no idea that something as simple as that. And the only reason I'm saying this is because when studying Vedic, as it's called Vedic astrology, but Jyotisha, and reading the Brihat Parashara or Shastra, which is in our library, BHPS, the Brihat, Brihat, Parashara, Para, right? Some will say Shara or Sara, Parashara, Ora, Hora, Shastra, right? Shastra. So the Brihat Parashara Ora Shastra is a book that when you actually, with my mind, I was like, wow, no wonder the so-called Hindi Vedic Jyotisha culture based out of the Jaimini culture is still intact. And that's why they have the kind of principles they do when rightly dividing what's being written there. And it made me be able to actually see here for us how to look actually at the Bible, metaphysical Bible dictionary, the Celestial Atlas by Alexander Jamison, and the Talent of Memory. And I was able to go, okay, I see how now if people had things here intact like they do there near what they call India, which we know is Sindh, right? How things are there at Sindh, we'll be able to have the same things here. So that's why we do what we do being Seven Hill Star. It's like, yo, we can actually see. You know what I'm saying? And then share these things. It ain't just, oh, we found a new hustle, so we saying we astrology. We don't care about that or care about it in that way. We actually see the light that we're supposed to share. And we're going out on a limb here. When it comes to Moors in front of your face on this internet, we are in full harmony. We are sincere, true, and faithful. The only ones that are sincere, true, and faithful. I know somebody's going to disagree with it. That's fine. I don't want to challenge you to find somebody else who's way more sincere than we are as far as being more American and in front of your face and sharing the information. This is why we're like, donate for real, because you see what we already got. This is the 431st video.
Yes.
That we're doing right now. And we still got something to do Friday. And then we want to do something Saturday. Man, I got videos to edit. So you want us to check out your documentation, all that, yo. Just respect our energy to look at it. Remember, we do have a family. All right. We got loved ones we gotta take care of. We got puppies. They need their victuals too, right? So with that being said, any other questions, comments, and or suggestions going thrice? No more questions, comments, and or suggestions, guys. Look for those advertisements. Look for that email or whatever. Go to 7heelstar.com. If you haven't, sign up for our email list. Explore the page. See what it is that we have to offer. Click, where it's more. It says more at the top right-hand corner. Click that cascade menu. See what it is that we have to offer. You won't be disappointed. I get it. We are the best, and it's okay. That's not a narcissistic statement, because I know how people will say, oh, when someone says they're the best, they're so narcissistic. Fuck you. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's how I respond to that. So with that being said, guys, we love you all.
Hater alert.
Huh?
I said hater alert. Hater alert.
Hater alert.
Folks ain't confident within themselves.
Members is mad. Let me stop. Don't be mad. All right. So with that being said, guys, we love you all. Make sure you go and get your victuals and go and get your sustenance and recharge yourselves. And when you rest and recharge, make sure you rest and recharge well. On behalf of Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, Brother Sean Aline L, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay, Brother Corey Bay, and Brother R. Muaba Bay, this is where we say to you all, namaste. Namaste, namaste. We love you all. Islam, 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 y'all. Peace.